Hi, writers. Happy Monday. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you are ready to get back to your small moment writing. Last week, I know you wrote some great stories about small moments. This week, we're going to work on that again, but we're going to take those small moments and we're going to make them even smaller. All right, so I'm going to start with showing you a video that further explains them.
Understand how to write about small moments. Huh? How do you do that? We can use a watermelon to help us understand. Yes, a watermelon. You see, a watermelon is a very big fruit, but inside are many small seeds. Some authors write watermelon stories. Those stories are too big. The best authors write seed stories. Those stories are just right. For example, it would be a watermelon story to write about your day at the beach. Instead, write a seed story about building a sandcastle. It would be a watermelon story to write about your day at the park. Instead, write a seed story about the monkey bars. Instead of a watermelon story about your whole trip to Palm Springs, write a seed story about swimming in the pool. Now it's your turn. First,
All right, boys and girls, so that further explains to you the idea of a watermelon seed story. Instead of writing about a whole watermelon or a whole day at the park, you want to write about a little seed of that story, like playing on the monkey bars or going down the slide. If you spent a day at the beach, that would be a watermelon story. You need to make it a seed story by writing about building a sandcastle at the beach or having a picnic at the beach. All right, so I'm going to give you another example. This is a story called Freight Train by Donald Cruz. And this author wrote a whole book about a train going by on a track. Now, if you've ever watched a train go by on a track, you know that it only takes a minute or so, probably less. It doesn't take very long, but this author wrote a whole book about it. So that would be a really good seed story. Let me read the story to you. One second here. Okay, here we go.
Donald Cruz. A train runs across this track. Red caboose at the back. Orange tank car next. Yellow hopper car. Green cattle car. Blue gondola car. Purple boxcar. A black tender. And a black steam engine. Freight train. Moving. Going through tunnels. Going by cities. Crossing trestles. Living in darkness. living in daylight. Going, gone.
All right, boys and girls. So you saw that whole book, lots and lots of pages, was all about watching a train go by and some of the different things a train does. So your goal this week is to take a story of something you've done before and really try to make it a seed story. I want you to think of something that took like less than 5 minutes and write a whole story about it. Okay, I'm going to give you an example, and this is going to be your task for today. So a couple of days ago, my husband and my children and I, we went to a little pond, actually in Randolph, and the kids brought their little nets, and we tried to see if we could catch anything. So if I were to break my story up into a beginning, middle, and end, these are my sketches that I did for them. Now remember, the sketches are, it's just a sketch. I'm not going to have too much detail. I'm not spending too much time on them yet. It's to help me remember the different parts of my story. Now here's the thing about a seed story or a small moment story. Your sketches on each page might be almost exactly the same, because if you think about it, you are writing about something that happens in a couple minutes. You're probably not changing your scenery too much. So here's my story. We went to the pond and my kids took their nets and they looked around. That's the beginning. Then we saw a frog and we caught it. So there's my kids with the frog on the ground, and they watched it hop around a bit, and within just a few minutes, we kind of guided it back to the water. So if you look at all my pictures, they all have the same pond. Let's see if you can see the same frog. Not much changes because my seed story just took place right by the pond. It was just a couple of minutes. Okay, so your task today is think of that small seed story. Really try to think of something that did not take any more than 5 minutes or so. Make a beginning, middle, and end, just the sketches for today. So attached in your parent plans, you had your, let's see if I can get this for you, 1 second. Oh, hold on, foundations paper, here you go. So you can take 3 of these and draw your 3 sketches, and your sketches should look pretty similar. No writing today, no words, just your pictures. All right, boys and girls, I look forward to seeing your small moment story. And if we think, your teachers think that the moment is just a little too big, we'll give you some feedback and you can really narrow it into something very specific that happened on that day for you. All right, have fun, and we'll continue tomorrow. Goodbye.